Now, Remgro has reported a 35% drop in first half headline earnings per share, but that is not what it seems, as we're going to discuss in a moment. The company has declared an interim dividend up by 15% per share. Joining me now on the line to look at the numbers is Jannie Durand, CEO of Remgro. Good evening, Jannie. And you did warn ahead of this, I think in early March, you talked about headline earnings being 33 to 37% lower, but apparently that's related almost entirely to a refinancing of Mediclinic's debt. That's one of your big holdings. Headline earnings per share without that refinancing special provision, 16 to 20% higher.
Yes, that's correct, David. Good evening.
Good evening.
David, if we look at the core earnings, if we exclude that the Mediclinic thing, it's actually up 18.6%. As you've said, we've increased our interim dividend by 15%. And maybe just to explain the Mediclinic refinancing thing, it's just an accounting entry effectively. It's always been accounted via the balance sheet and directly via reserve. So just a pure accounting entry where they're recycling that chart via the balance sheet back through the income statement. So it's got no cash implications for Mediclinic. It didn't affect the Mediclinic balance sheet. So it's purely an accounting entry. And that's why we're looking through the core headline earnings. And if we look at that, our results is up 18.6%.
Right. Well, people, shareholders and investors who saw that number can relax. It would look a very strange number for Remgro. Let's just look at the companies that you are involved in. If you look at your investments broadly, industrials are 50%, financials 44%, and a little bit in mining. But what are the big stars of the show?
I think recently you saw the FirstRand results. I mean, they were up 27%. So between FirstRand, MMI and Discovery, we had a good performance via those investments that we've had. On the industrial side, I mean, Mediclinic, even with the refinancing chart, they had excellent results, as well as Unilever. I mean, Unilever has been a star performer over the last 5 years for us. So all over a good performance. The only, I won't call it the black sheep, David, but the only, and we know the industry is struggling, is that pulling down the results a little bit is Rainbow Chicken. And due to the industry struggling, they're also struggling. Higher input costs, lower realization, Brazilian imports and so forth.
Well, your portfolio obviously managed to carry Rainbow Chicken this time around. You mentioned FirstRand, MMI, Discovery. A lot of the philosophy of the founders of FirstRand permeates those companies. That's Larry Dippenaar, GT Ferreira and Paul Harris. You obviously like their approach.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, we've come a long way with them. We've been involved with the FirstRand and the wider group since 2000. And GT and Paul both sit on the Remgro board as well, so hopefully some of their experience and entrepreneurial spirit can flow through the Remgro stable as well.